7-year age advantage for Kurbanov. Nothing really to split them in height and weight, these fellas. Look very similar in stature, similar in physique as we get round one underway. Liam Smith has come to Yekaterinburg with each one of his 3 brothers, the 4 Smith brothers. Come to Russia to cheer on Beefy, as he's known. All 4 brothers going by their own nickname, Beefy. He's Paul Smith, the eldest of the 4, former world title challenger. Stephen Smith, of course, super featherweight 2-time world title challenger, and then Callum Smith, the former super middleweight unified champion who fought Canelo, truncated his reign as world champion. Liam Smith, of course, his own WBO world champion title reign was had a full stop put on it by Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez fighting tomorrow against another Brit, Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders not given a chance by Liam Smith in that fight, even though he is a fellow Brit. And Liam Smith says he would love him to win, as he just lands a right hand over the top, and Kurbanov just smiles at him. As he said just before, Kurbanov does not fit that stereotype of being a hard, tough Russian that comes forward and takes 5 shots to give 1. He's a slick fighter, fighting out that orthodox stance. Does rely a lot on his footwork and his head movement and that shoulder roll just to get out of trouble.
Form your man command. Head up. Box.
The referee just telling both fighters to get their heads up there. Liam Smith just peering out of that high guard behind those light blue gloves. Both fighters feel are going to take the first 3 minutes of this fight just to feel each other out. It's a long time since Liam Smith has fought. 2009, his last outing. Magomed Kurbanov made it out 3 times in 2020. The time when the pandemic was finishing a lot of boxes off, and there's a knockdown from Liam Smith, but the referee's not counted it. Kurbanov did seem to be a little bit off balance, but from where I'm sitting, it did seem like a left hook had landed and sent Magomed Kurbanov over. Didn't seem hurt, got up and smiled, but when is he never smiling? The Russian. Right hand over the top from Kurbanov. And there, Kurbanov trying to create an opening by holding his right hand out, trying to distract Smith. Smith finding the target with a right hand over the top. Kurbanov again with the tricks with the right hand, and he's left in the game. 33 in July. Be around about 35, 36 when he says he wants to finish, hang up the gloves. There's no time soon if he wins this fight, but he's got to get past Magomed Kurbanov, the undefeated Russian, who isn't going to give up without any kind of a fight here. Just on Kurbanov's 3-0 record in 2020, Liam Smith said that those fighters are muppets. They're nobody to be bothered by, as Liam Smith gets through there with a combination. Kurbanov has at least kept busy. Those 3 opponents that he faced in 2020 had a combined record of 51 wins, 8 losses and 1 draw. Liam Smith's last 3 opponents, Sam Eggington, Mario Alberto Lozano and Roberto Garcia, combined record of 99 and 18. More experience, but still Kurbanov keeping active. He's had to do. Liam Smith said his brother Stephen Smith's career was finished by the pandemic. Liam Smith trying to revive his career at the top level. Good jab there from Liam Smith. A couple of jabs, but Kurbanov not really fazed by anything that's getting through. It's really damaging. Is hitting the target from Liam Smith. But neither has Kurbanov come forward with any kind of meaningful attack so far. Just about setting his feet now. Kurbanov looking to tee off on Liam Smith, but Liam Smith isn't the kind of fighter that you sit down and tee off on without any kind of response. The crowd here in Yekaterinburg just trying to G up their man. Yekaterinburg, the city Kurbanov now calls home. Trying to get through with a jab there to Liam Smith. Liam Smith here in the second, just as he was in the first, just trying to feel out Magomed. Kurbanov, bit of an enigma, gets through with a good stiff jab and then a straight right to the body. Did get through. And a counter right hand just as Smith tries to open him up a little bit and then goes into the shoulder roll stance. Liam Smith trying to wrestle his way out, just having a referee having a word with Liam Smith there, just wanting him to keep it clean. Big protest from Kurbanov's corner. As WBO champion, Kurbanov, during his time in England, managed to take in a football match. Manchester United's 2-0 win over Chelsea, which might irritate somewhat Liam Smith, of course, a big fan of United's big rivals, Liverpool. Although he's wearing blue tonight, Kurbanov in red. Kurbanov opens up slightly, working off that jab, trying to get that right hand, that clubbing right hand that Liam Smith said he's prepared for. He knows it's in his arsenal. Magomed Kurbanov just looking to land that right hand. Liam Smith coming away with the combination. Good work there from Liam Smith. Has to be aware of the counter-punching of Magomed Kurbanov. Of course, he does have 13 KO wins from his 21 fights, 16 for Liam Smith from his 29 wins as a pro. Good right hand landed and then away out of danger from Kurbanov. Liam Smith trying his hardest to land, just nods to his corner as they shout, good shot, Liam, but nothing really landing against that defense of Magomed Kurbanov. Kurbanov just happy to hold his stance, hold his defense and let Liam Smith tee off because nothing really is landing flush. Kurbanov just misses with a right hand there, but lands with a straight left to the body. Good jab landed from Liam Smith and then just missing from Kurbanov with the straight right over the top. Right hook to the body, landing straight on the belt line from Kurbanov, and then a left hook to the head, but Liam Smith not showing that he's been hurt. Straight right there landed from Liam Smith. And a good right hand over the top. Just staggers Kurbanov slightly, and then coming back with straight lefts down the centre. And again, snapping the head back of Kurbanov. Liam Smith there, making known to the referee that Kurbanov it is who's holding. Liam Smith has had some success, better success at least in this, the third round, as both men just open up. The feeling out processes kind of gone out the window. You see, you feel from here on in, it's going to be both men putting their game plans into effect as Kurbanov lands with a right hand just across the face of Liam Smith. Liam Smith just... that face never changes from Liam Smith. Stony stare to the number 2 spot. Liam Smith ranked number 2 behind Tim Tszyu. Brian Castagna holding the WBO belt that Liam Smith won in 2015. Defended twice. Good right hand over the top, ending that combination from Liam Smith. Brian Castagna, the WBO champion, he'll fight Jamel Charlo in a unification fight. Charlo has the other 3 major belts. July 17th, those two will come together. You have to think that the winner of this fight will fight Tim Tszyu, and then the winner of that fight will fight the new champion, the new unified champion between Castaño and Jamel Charlo. 155-pound summit. Liam Smith at 32 still does have something to offer at that level. He's ranked number 2 by the WBO, but he's not ranked by the WBA or the IBF. Not ranked in the top 15, I should say. Whereas Kurbanov does figure in all 4 ratings at 17 or higher, as he just lands with a right hand over the top. And Liam Smith with a good jab there, straight onto the jaw of Magomed Kurbanov. His brother's there in the corner and his 2 trainers shouting encouragement. But he's still coming forward, still tagging Kurbanov. Lands there with a right hand over the top. Kind of a straight right cross, right hook, but whatever it was, it landed. And again, a jab there, and Smith grins at Kurbanov. It's Smith grinning now, and not Kurbanov, who was before this fight. Both men exchange in the center of the ring. Kurbanov landing a good right hand over the top. Here's that right hand that Liam Smith says he's noticed. That right hand he's looking out for, that clubbing right hand that's led to a 60% KO ratio so far in 21 fights for the 25-year-old Kurbanov. A bit of a lull in the action in this, the 4th round. Liam Smith again grinning at Kurbanov. The whole arena silent, aside from that corner, that pocket of support from Liverpool that Liam Smith has brought over to Yekaterinburg with him. Both men land there. Kurbanov with the right hand straight across the face of Liam Smith, and then both men flail away at each other. Liam Smith straight coming forward, backs Kurbanov onto the ropes. Kurbanov more of a counter puncher, getting a warning there from the referee. We'll just make a mental note of the warning there to Kurbanov, actually to both fighters, to Smith for Russians ride around on the back of bears. All sorts of stereotypical quirks. This is very much the Ural region. Yekaterinburg very proud of being something of the 3rd capital of Russia. It's the 4th biggest city in the country, but the 3rd by economy behind Moscow and Yekaterinburg. That's where Kurbanov calls home now. Just getting through with a little bit, some straight punches, but Liam Smith in response comes over with a right hand and then flicks out a jab that knocks the head back of Kurbanov. As both men exchange inside Liam Smith, he wants to fight there in the pocket. His corner encouraging him to just stay there in the pocket. This fight would be to Liam Smith's advantage if he can keep it in that pocket, if he can keep inside fighting there. Just lands 2 right hands on the inside and then a right uppercut. It will be all to Liam Smith's advantage. Kurbanov does not want this on the inside there. He carrying off some shots, and Liam Smith talking to him as he just lands his final right hand of that combination. Kurbanov wants it at distance. He's a slick fighter, wants to pick Liam Smith off, but Liam Smith's going to keep coming forward. We saw that amazing war that he had with Haim Munguia for the WBO super welterweight title. Also 2 domestic fights against Liam Williams that were mainly fought in the pocket. We know he likes a tear-up. We know he likes a war. He even took Canelo Alvarez to task before being KO'd over 9. He did have some success against Canelo Alvarez. And that's where he wants to fight. And it's opening up for him here in the 5th round as he lands a jab on the face of Kurbanov, who's reddening up just at the moment. We know that Kurbanov likes to hold his guard low and holds his hands low, but Liam Smith tapping in with those jabs, and you can see that they're hitting their target. It's the dangers of keeping those hands low and relying on the shoulder rollers. He's again speared with a right hand over the top, and then a jab, and then another jab from Liam Smith. Tries with a 4-punch combination, but it's landing on the guard of Liam Smith, as Liam Smith, buoyed by that success, comes plodding forward. And he's got Kurbanov against the ropes. He's got him where he does want him now. If he can keep him under pressure, Kurbanov again comes across with a 1-2, but has that, ships a right hand to the face. Liam Smith having his best success. Liam Smith says, if his phone rings for a fight, tell me where and when, to the judges. So that would hint that Liam Smith is looking to get Magomed Kurbanov out of there quickly. Never lost, Kurbanov. Never tasted defeat, of course. Never been stopped as a pro. Never been beaten. Liam Smith been stopped once, but only by the very best pound-for-pound king, Canelo Alvarez. Tasted his first knockdown in that fight, knocked down 3 times before being stopped in the 9th. Knocked down once against Jaime Munguia, if we were to give it his correct pronunciation, in the 6th round, but got up to see out that fight. Fantastic war it was against the Mexican, who's now moved up to middleweight. That was his Liam Smith's first chance and first try to get back that WBO super welterweight title that he won back in 2015, defended twice before losing to Canelo Alvarez. And Liam Smith here just walking down Kurbanov, who gives a little bit of an Ali shuffle. I'm not sure if that's too suitable for the way the action's going right now, because Kurbanov needs to start picking off Liam Smith. He just tags him with a jab there as he comes in. Liam Smith just smiles again at Kurbanov as he walks him down. That high guard hasn't left the side of his temples as he just touches Kurbanov upstairs with that straight left jab. An overhand right from Kurbanov. The crowd reacts and the crowd cheers, but not really doing any sort of real damage for Kurbanov. Liam Smith not showing that he's been hurt by anything so far in this fight. That's not to say that Kurbanov hasn't hit his target, but Liam Smith hasn't been hurt. Again, Kurbanov told to break by the referee, decides not to split the 2 fighters. It is kind of one of those fights. Kurbanov just tying up Liam Smith, making him fall through the ropes a little bit there with his slick footwork, just avoiding a few punches coming forward. Liam Smith spearing Kurbanov again with a jab. Kurbanov comes back with a double jab of his own from that hitman stance. That hitman stance, shoulder roll, that Floyd Mayweather defense, not really typical amongst Russian fighters, as Liam Smith gets through with the right hand. And Kurbanov lands with a combination of his own and Liam Smith on shaky legs, but he nods and says, come on, come on. Kurbanov now has Liam Smith on the ropes, and the 2 fighters talk to each other in the corner. Crowd reacting, crowd getting right behind their man now. They sense that Kurbanov can hurt Liam Smith. That's the first time, as I just mentioned, in the 6th round, that Liam Smith hadn't been hurt by anything that Kurbanov had thrown. That was up until the final seconds of that 6th round. Kurbanov, not known really as a knockout artist, but he does have that 60% KO ratio, 13 early wins. Liam Smith, also not known as a one-punch concussive puncher. He's a dogged, rough fighter and does have skill on the inside too. He is miles above, head and shoulders ahead of domestic fighters at 154, it has to be said. At a world level, he has lost a little bit of footing since those 2 world title losses to Canelo and Munguia. Liam Smith being told by his corner just to put them together and not be a warrior. He is a warrior at heart, there's no doubt about that. He's just learning to, he's going to have to put those punches together as he does now. Kurbanov smiling again at him, but putting a decent 4-punch combination together there, Liam Smith. And Kurbanov just keeping him at range, just pushing that left out, and then coming through with a straight right uppercut, and then a right over the top, and then cleverly walks over to the other side of the ring into the space, and then invites Liam Smith onto another uppercut. Liam Smith is going to have to find another way in. Otherwise, he's going to be tagged by those right uppercuts and right hooks by Magomed Kurbanov. Smith again showing the referee that Kurbanov is the one that wants to hold. Clever work from the slick Kurbanov. It does seem that Liam Smith is backing up Kurbanov onto the ropes, but it's probably a tactic from Kurbanov to get Liam Smith to walk him down, to open up, to fire those shots in when he thinks he's in a safe place, in a position where he can attack, and then he leads him onto that right uppercut or right hook, and then Kurbanov is away to the side using his angles to get to safety. Smith has been known in the past to be a slow starter, but lands with a right hand there, and Kurbanov felt that. Kurbanov now in the center of the ring. His complete demeanor has changed with, as soon as that punch landed, he comes back with his own combination. But again, Liam Smith, again, landing with that right hand over the top, that shoulder roll, not defending against those right hands of Liam Smith. And it looks like Kurbanov's momentum just destroyed by those right hands. And again, a 1-2 lands for Liam Smith, and a jab, and now a left hook. This sends Kurbanov sprawling. From Yekaterinburg, not Nurmagomedov, that's a different fighter from Dagestan. This is Magomed Kurbanov, also from Dagestan, but from Yekaterinburg, calls himself the Black Lion. Gonna have to show a lion's heart to get the win over a very, very game warrior in Liam Smith. Liam Smith being encouraged by his corner. There's some experience there in the corner amongst his three brothers, Callum Smith, Stephen Smith and Paul Smith. An array of world title experience among them. Liam Smith, of course, has his own experience of top elite level boxing. Just a jab getting through there from Kurbanov, and then Liam Smith saying to the referee that perhaps that punch was over the back of the head, or there was something that he didn't like there as he lands a right hand, and Kurbanov nods at Liam Smith saying, yeah, you got me, but you're going to have to do better than that to cause any kind of damage. A little bit of blood coming from Kurbanov's mouth now as he ships a jab and takes a 1-2 on the shoulder. Kurbanov comes back with a swinging right hand, and that landing on the guard of Liam Smith. A good counter right from Kurbanov, and that's exactly what Liam Smith had expected. It's exactly what he knows he has in his arsenal. Liam Smith needs to keep out of those counter right uppercuts and those straight rights down the middle. Jab to the body from Kurbanov. Liam Smith has been a slow starter in fights gone by. He was a slow starter in his 2 fights against Liam Williams. Liam Williams made a bid for the WBO title against Demetrius Andrade. A good fighter in his own right, but was beaten twice by Liam Smith. Liam Smith almost saw the fight slip away from him before he caused a cut to Liam Williams that meant that he couldn't carry on, and Liam Smith got the win over his domestic rival by retirement in the 9th round. Very slow start in that fight, and then in the rematch won a majority decision in the end over 12 rounds, but did start slow. Didn't finish too strongly against Liam Williams, but did enough.
Clean boxing.
Ninth round starting here at Yekaterinburg Sports Palace. The main fight of the night, the WBO Intercontinental Super Welterweight title fight between Liam Smith, Magomed Kurbanov. Fight opening up, but it's been something of a chess match so far as Kurbanov lands with a right over the top. That's going to be his money punch, but Liam Smith is going to take the fight to him, as we're seeing now. Rugged work from Liam Smith on the inside, swapping combinations, the two fighters. Liam Smith with the straight rights, and then Kurbanov trying to get those right hands off in return. As we say, Kurbanov, the counter-puncher of the two, he's going to want Liam Smith to come on and load his attack and load up as he did there. Scored with a right hand over the top. But then Kurbanov guilty of clinching. Liam Smith lands with a left hook and then a right hand over the top, just to force Kurbanov back a little bit. Kurbanov says, okay. Replies with what he's always done, a little bit of a smile. But nevertheless, Liam Smith is connecting with these punches. They are scoring punches. Kurbanov's going to have to do something more to get out of the way of these punches. We can't just rely on a shoulder roll or a dip of the head. If he's getting backed onto the ropes by these shots, the judges are going to score those as scoring shots, and he's going to lose rounds. As Liam Smith again with a 1-2 and then a right hand down the pipe. Liam Smith again with a couple of jabs straight into the face of Kurbanov, and what was a solid stance from Kurbanov in the first half of the fight has kind of slipped a little bit now as Liam Smith is more successful through the rounds and down the middle with those right hands. And then a right uppercut, I should say, to the jaw of Kurbanov, and a right hand over the top of the combination. Liam Smith having some decent success this ninth round as we enter the last minute of the round. Liam Smith perhaps has been waiting for these final 4 rounds of the fight, just missing with an overhand right. Kurbanov scoring there with a right uppercut. In return, Liam Smith again backing Kurbanov up into the ropes. And it has been a tactic of Kurbanov to go back onto the ropes. And then as he ships punishment to tie Liam Smith up. Good right hand to the body from Kurbanov. Last 10 seconds of this ninth round. Liam Smith going to use every single second of this fight. Every single second of this round to stamp his authority. Before this contest, he said he just knows pretty much that he's a slick fighter. He's going to watch out for that. But Kurbanov will know all about Liam Smith. He was training for a fight in 2017, even flew to England, flew to London to train in English gyms when the two were slated to first fight in 2017. First 20 seconds of this fight starts with a decent exchange in the center of the ring by both men. Kurbanov getting through with the right hand, but Liam Smith happy to just work his head from side to side and then come forward. Does ship a little bit of punishment there from Kurbanov. Just looks to the referee. Thought that was a little bit low. I thought it was maybe just on the belt line, but I'm not the one who's on the receiving end of the punch. Liam Smith looking the fresher of the two. He is the older man by 7 years, 32 to Kurbanov's 25 years of age. Does look the fresher as he counters with a right hand over the top and then a 1-2. Kurbanov shook, can only come back with some body work, but perhaps a sign that he's sagging a little bit. Liam Smith lands with 2 rights there in the space of around 2-3 seconds. Good clean work from Liam Smith. Clean work from the Liverpudlian, backing Kurbanov up. Kurbanov just being told by the referee to keep his head up, and as I just mentioned before, Kurbanov coming back with just body work as he misses with a wild right there. A little bit tired, maybe, just at the moment. Kurbanov coming back with just body work, and it might be a sign that he's just sagging just a little bit. Head coming down to where his hands are, and he's targeting just the body as Liam Smith doesn't let up with this pressure. And it's Kurbanov again holding, just being told by the referee that he's holding his corner. Apoplectic, all the Smith brothers on their feet, telling the referee that it isn't the first time, it's far from the first time that Kurbanov has held and used his the inside of his glove to push the face of Liam Smith away from him. Liam Smith compact as he's coming forward. That stance, that solid stance. But he's hit and he's hurt Liam Smith. Two solid rights landed for Kurbanov out of nowhere. And Liam Smith tries a winging right of his own as the two men trade in the middle of the ring. Left hook lands for Kurbanov. Liam Smith nods as if to say, yeah, I know I hurt you. Now we enter the championship rounds of this fight for the WBO Intercontinental Super Welterweight title, the vacant title, the title that will see either fighter cement that #2 spot, and a fight with Australian Tim Tszyu as both exchange punches in the middle of the ring. Right hand landed on the left side of the face of Kurbanov. Kurbanov does look a little bit tired. That solid stance that he had at the start of the fight, sagging a little bit, does look tired, breathing through the mouth. Blood was coming from the mouth of Kurbanov. Again, he holds on. Again, the corner on their feet, Liam Smith. Again, the snap just gone out of that jab of Kurbanov, but that right hand, as we saw in the 10th round, found its target, and he finds his target again, straight through the guard of Liam Smith. Liam Smith coming back with a jab of his own. Kurbanov, a lazy jab to the stomach, but follows it up with an uppercut, and that gets the crowd going. Liam Smith again coming over with a right hand to the top. Referee warning again, that must be the third. I haven't been keeping count, but it must be around the third time that he's warned Kurbanov, who gets through again with a right hand, and then with a left hook, just shaking the sweat out of the head of Liam Smith. But Liam Smith, just as always, smiles. That mischievous grin of Liam Smith as he lands with a right hand of his own again. It's the war of the right hands here in the 11th round. Liam Smith knew that Kurbanov has a concussive right hand. He does have a decent right hand of his own. 4-punch combination lands flush by Kurbanov. Good punches from both men. Liam Smith lands a right uppercut and another right uppercut as Kurbanov flailing away, but failing to tie Smith up. He perhaps knows that he's on his final warning from the referee as regards a clinch, but still fires away, pouring out that right hand, straight right hand. Referee again now warning both fighters for pushing. As we enter the final 25 seconds of this fight, Kurbanov again clinching, holding Liam Smith, trying to smother that work, smothering, coming forward. Liam Smith staggered by a right hand, followed up by a left hook from Kurbanov. This is where he's going to open up. This is where he opened up in the last fight. 4 punches land flush for Kurbanov. Liam Smith coming back with punches of his own, landing flush against the Russian. This is where the final seconds of the fight, both men. Final round here in Yekaterinburg. Liam Smith, Magomed, Kurbanov, Yekaterinburg Sports Palace. 12th round underway for that #2 WBO rating. Liam Smith coming forward, maybe guilty of using the head there. The referee has a word with him. But the corner again up in arms. The referee hasn't docked a point from Kurbanov. Liam Smith throwing hell for leather against Kurbanov, backing him up, gets through with a right. Blood spurting from the mouth of Kurbanov just in front of me in the commentary section. And then a 1-2 just misses for Liam Smith. Liam Smith in familiar territory in the 12th round. Kurbanov only been this distance once before against Diego Gabriel Chavez, the Argentine, who took Timothy Bradley 12 rounds in a split draw. That was way back in the mid-2010s. But Liam Smith has been the 12-round distance a handful of times. He's the veteran here in that sense, trying to push Kurbanov away from him. He knows what it takes to get through those championship rounds. Liam Smith again shaking his head at the referee. Wants something to be done about these rough housing tactics from Kurbanov. And Kurbanov there with a 4-punch conversation. Both men tapping their chest, calling the other forward. Both men meet in the centre of the ring, swapping power punches. It's a real war here in the 12th round. Just under a minute and a half to go in the final 12th round. Kurbanov finding the energy to be on his toes and to push out those jabs as Liam Smith lands with a right hand over the top and a right hook to the body. And again, another short chopping right to the head of Kurbanov, and a combination upstairs, followed up by bodywork. His corner beckoning him on. Kurbanov tired. Liam Smith knows that he's got his man on the ropes. This is no longer a tactic by Kurbanov. Kurbanov is tired. Kurbanov has only been this distance, as I said, just once before. And this is a real dogfight. That wasn't such a demanding fight back against Chavez as Liam Smith wailing away combinations. Left hook, right hook. Again, complaining about the clinching. The referee choosing not to do anything about it as there's just 30 seconds to go in the final round of the fight. Winging overhand right by Liam Smith as both men are going to go hell for leather. Bombs away here. Hashtags from both men. Liam Smith throwing the kitchen sink at Kurbanov. Kurbanov replying, tapping his chest there. Liam Smith forcing Kurbanov on. Crowd getting on their feet to clap home these two warriors as Liam Smith gets home.